Hello, lovely people. Miriaki Aki here again. In case this is your first time stopping by, you're welcome to my channel. If this is not your first time stopping by, welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a client transformation. Starting off, I'll be wiping off her face, and I'm just cleaning her face with with a facial wipe, just to clean off every dirt from her skin. You know, that's one of the most important steps. Moving on, I'm going with this rose water hydrating primer. It's a hydrating serum too, and yeah, it's just going to be taking good care of her skin. This is just my skin prep. This product is very tacky, like it leaves your skin feeling tacky, and it says on the bottle it's a very excellent base for makeup. So yeah, moving ahead, I'm going to be using this Rimmel Stay Matte primer, and I'll be distributing that all over her face using the Born to Glow NYX Born to Glow. I'll be applying this basically all over every area where I would normally highlight her skin. Yep. So you can actually see how glowing her skin looks right now. I'm going to be using this ageless foundation rather, and I'll be using the Real Techniques beauty sponge to distribute this foundation. This is just to like allow for the foundation to flawlessly blend in and look skin like. I just find applying my foundation with a beauty blender so preferable. Yeah, especially when someone has a good skin like she does. Like, the foundation was just gliding on her skin like butter, and it was so cool. Like, blending it was so satisfying, as you can see here. So yeah, just make sure you blend your foundation all over your skin, and yeah, like I've done there. And moving ahead, I'm going to be using the MAC Mix and Fix, or if I'm pronouncing it correctly, yes, Mist and Fix, to just spray it all over her skin. This is just going to be a step that will make sure that her foundation lasts longer. And then I'll be passing with my mini fan just to further dry that down faster, and then I'll go back in with my beauty blender and further blend that product in. For my highlights, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer and our LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn. The Maybelline concealer is in Warm Sand. I'm using the Fawn outwardly and on every other part of her face, like the bridge of her nose, her forehead, and on her eyes. You see, I've not yet done her brows, so I'll be applying the Maybelline just at the inner corners of her eyes, and that shade is a little bit lighter than the Fawn, the Elegant Pro Conceal Fawn in the shade Fawn. So yeah, I'll also for contouring, for cream contour, I'm going to be using, so I'll be using this Revolution foundation stick, and I'll be blending it in with this contour brush. As you can see, I'm blending it in and taking it up towards her hairline. I'm taking it in a form of like a C shape into her hairline. I'm just blending that in, making sure everything is well blended in. As you can see here, yes, we have to blend and blend. Okay, so after we have made sure that our concealer is well blended, moving to blend our highlight. Okay, I'm blending my highlight and I'm taking it right above my eyelids and on my brows. Just make sure I give it a very good clean blend, okay, so that there are no harsh lines. Okay, like here you can see my contour is still harsh. Yes, I'm going to make sure that I blend that out very well. Okay, I'm blending it out into the contour, and please make sure you blend your contour and you blend it upwards into the highlights. So yeah, it's just about the blending. Okay, can you see, guys? Can you see that blend? Oh my goodness, can you see that blend? It's so amazing how the transition, it's just there. You cannot really tell where the contour or the highlight actually begins. So I'm going back with that sponge that I applied my foundation with, and I'm just going over the highlight and the contour just to further blend everything together. Yes, honey, yes. So we're gonna be moving on to highlighting her nose with no highlight, contouring her nose with this Isando's concealer. It's a darker shade. I forgot to check the shade, and yeah, I'm gonna be drawing just two very tiny slim lines running down her nose, and then I'll be using our beauty blender still, the mini beauty blender, to like just blend in the contour, and I'm taking it right in into her brows, into her natural brows, and beneath her brows too. So yeah, like I'm doing here, and just making sure I straighten like the highlight shade that we did before, the highlighting we did before. I'm just making sure I blend that darker shade into her brows. Yeah, like you can see there, and it's actually snatching her nose already to the guards. Yes, honey, I'm loving the way her nose is looking. Like, oh my goodness, like, oh my goodness, I'm so loving this. So guys, you can see like a demarcation on her forehead. Don't bother, okay? Trust the process. We're going to diffuse that at the end of the day, because I didn't actually want to apply so much product on her forehead because she has a lot of hair on there. So yeah, I focused on, you know, blending the darker shades that way. Anyway, we're going to finish it, okay? Now I'm going in to set that fawn and the remaining the rest of her face with the Fit Me finishing setting powder in the shade chestnut. I'm just blending that in all over her face, you know, all over that contour, all over the fawn highlight that we did earlier on. I'm just blending all of that. I'm setting all of that liquid concealer and foundation into her skin, like so. Moving ahead, I'm going to be using this Black Radiant setting powder, and it's a lighter one, and I'm going to be setting her under eye, her inner eye this way. Yeah, and I'll equally be using this powder to bake. And because we're going to be doing her eyeshadow later on, this is going to equally help to catch any fallouts from the eyeshadow. Actually, doing this look, I didn't really have something in mind that I wanted to do, but I actually had an inspiration. I saw a neon pigment video, and yeah, I decided to try it out in this video, even though it was almost a fail, but I'm happy I pulled it through. And at the end of the day, it looked cool, but I had something else in mind, guys. And you know how makeup is, whenever you start a different look, you end up with a different look. So yeah, I'm just going ahead with this same powder, and I'm doing a reverse contour underneath her contour just to clean it out and make it more snatched. I really advise you don't use like a lighter powder, because I actually had a hard time blending this powder out. So I'd prefer you use like powder that is like just one shade above her tone, maybe her powder shade. So I'm be using this pencil from LA Colors, and I'll just be, first of all, I'll be grooming her brows, and then I'll just be tracing the brows, her shape. She already has a very beautiful natural shape there, as you can see. So I'll just be tracing that out and then filling it in. I want soft brows. 2021 is a year of soft brows. Okay guys, no time for block brows, no time for a thick so overly filled defined lip brows. Okay, no, we keep it simple this year. Okay, so I'm gonna be going ahead with the got to be glue to just to set her brow hairs in place. You must not do this, you must not use this product. Please, if you're to use this product to do this very step of mine, please do a wear test, okay, and see how it reacts on your skin. I'm not in any way telling you to use this, okay? Going ahead to conceal her brows, I'm using two shades of Elegant Pro Conceal in the shade Chestnut and in the shade Fawn. Chestnut, I'm using it for the beginning of her brows and the end of her brows, and the fawn is going to be at the arc of her brows. I'm not actually going to be highlighting the top of her brows, because I actually did that already when I was doing her foundation and her highlight. You can already see it looks highlighted already, or you know, concealed already. So yeah, just watch as I conceal, okay? So after concealing all of that, I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm actually starting the buffing by buffing in the product, the darkest ones at the end and the beginning. That's the chestnut concealer, just because I don't want to like buff out the fun and then I get to distribute it all over. Okay, so I'm starting off with that darker one, and then yeah, moving into the lighter shade. I'm making sure I blend in until everything, the concealer gets dry and a lot tacky, you know, smooth, because it's when your base is smooth, it's gonna allow for a smooth eyeshadow application too. Okay, I am so sorry guys. After applying this particular eyeshadow, I applied this neon pigment, this lemon green, and only to notice that I wasn't recording. Like, I'm so sorry, but I'm happy. I'm going to be showing you guys how I actually apply this pigment. I'm basically just using my Blossom USA palette. I'm mixing the orange and the yellow shade that is in that palette to form the transition shade that is above my neon pigment, and I'm just going back with more of that pigment to intensify it, like a cut crease but not really a real cut crease. I'm using my master chrome highlight to highlight her brow bone, and I'm just doing that to at this other side. And yeah, we're going to be going ahead to apply our pigments. I did not use any special base, guys. Please recommend any special base, because I had a lot of fallout. I don't think I was applying this pigment in the right way, or maybe the base that I had was not the best because it was just concealer, but I like the way it sticked there anyway. But I think there could be a better way to do this without having a lot of fallout. So please leave me comments down in the description box. Maybe I need to know the best way to apply this product. Okay, so I've just applied that neon pigment generously on the eyelid, and I'm going to be going back with that transition shade. I'm just mixing the red shade on this palette and the orange shade to form a mixture, a certain mixture here that has given me my transition shade. And yeah, I'll just go back in again with the neon pigment and further intensify wherever I've lost that pigment at the crease there. So I'll just be intensifying it, and yeah, that will just be all about our makeup look, like our eye look. Okay, yes honey, like oh my goodness. So yeah, we have these pigments for sale on our Instagram makeup store, MIRIAKI makeup store. Yeah, so we have these pigments. If you're in Cameroon, yes honey, get to me and get this neon pigments. They are so bomb. Okay, they are bomb. And yes, they actually shine on the blue lights. Okay, so I'm going in with my elf liquid liner, and I'm just lining her eyes. I didn't want to go for a wing liner at the beginning, but I was like, well, the neon pigments, they're already looking dramatic, so why not go in with a dramatic wing liner? And yeah, it played out. Like, I love her eyes so much. They are just the eyes for this kind of looks. And I just applied also a dramatic lash on her, and boom, it just went on, and it was so cool. Like, I loved the way it looked. So I'm just going on to dust off lightly this powder from her face. I'll be using the Minister Professional Contour Palette, and I'll be intensifying her contour, her cream contour we did earlier on. And yeah, just those places where we know, right? So now I'm going to be diffusing like that forehead that had like the harsh demarcation. As you can see right now, it's gone, right? Everything now is well blended. And yeah, her cheekbones, sculpting her face, okay, and then her nose as usual. Yeah, just going ahead to blend, blend, and blend. For the blending, I'm going to be using this Zickel's palette. I've been using this palette for a long while now. As you can see, I have hit the pan already. So I'm just going to blend everything in together. We are marrying every product we've been applying on the skin. Yes, honey, with that shade and just diffusing that reverse contour we did earlier on. As you can see, there was a hash line there, so we are gradually diffusing and blending everything together. We don't want any hash lines here. Blending, blending, blending until our hands feel tired. Okay, I'm going to be smoking her waterline with a reddish shade from the, this is absolutely not necessary. You could actually just do the dark and then you line it. It's okay. I just did this because I felt like to do it. Okay, so I'm going in with this blush palette. I'm mixing the four shades there, and I'm using this Real Techniques brush to apply her blush. Blush is very necessary. As you can see, it just brought warmth onto her face. For her highlight, I'm using the Master Chrome highlights. Using a smaller brush, I'm applying that highlight on her nose, and yeah, I'll basically be applying it on the high points of her cheek too. Basically everywhere we have to apply highlight. Yes, honey, I'm just using that fan brush, and I'm going to go ahead later on and further blend the highlight. I'm going to apply with this fan brush later on with a fluffier brush. So everything is cool, man. I'm using this chocolate lippy. It's a lippy I've had for a long while. I've forgotten where I got it from. The name is no longer there, so I'll just be lining her lips with this chocolate liner. I'll be overlining her lips, her small lips. I'll be overlining them to make them look bigger. I'm using this Zickel nude lipstick too, and I love this. It's so cool. Like the nude, it's so rich for the woman of color. And I'm asking her to smudge her lips. I'll be using this lip gel too from NK. I'll just be applying it all over this lip gloss. The secret is to allow the lipstick to get dry, to get matte. Don't apply the lip gloss when it's still wet. In that way, the base is going to remain there. Okay, so yeah, she's done, and I was asking her if she's ready to see herself on the mirror, and boom, she's so satisfied. So yes, honey, thank you so much for watching till this time. If you have reached here, bravo. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in my next video. Please leave me comments below. I always love reading your comments. I'm going to be showing you guys how this makeup looks under blue lights just in a minute. And yes, honey, this is how you will look if you go out in the club. In fact, under blue light, this is how this makeup is gonna look. And yeah, this is her under the sun. She is sun kissed. Please subscribe to my channel, leave me a thumbs up, turn on your notification bells, okay, so that you're going to be notified each time any of my content goes up. Bye, peace out, love you all.